Before the billions, Logan Paul. In 2018, he was universally declared the most hated man on the internet. He was globally cancelled, stripped of his premium advertising deals, and blacklisted by mainstream media. By all traditional metrics, his career was dead. Yet today he is a superstar in the WWE. He has fought Floyd Mayweather in a multi-million-dollar pay-per-view event. And he is the co-founder of a beverage company that achieved $1 billion valuation in its very first year. How does someone go from being the ultimate internet pariah to building an empire that rivals legacy brands like Gatorade? Today, on Before the Billions, we are analyzing the ultimate financial pivot. We are breaking down the business blueprint of Logan Paul. We are going to look at how he weaponized his audience, monetized his haters, and transitioned from a disposable internet entertainer into a legitimate financial mogul. Before we break down the genius equity deal behind Prime Hydration and the economics of influencer boxing, hit that subscribe button. We study the mechanics of extreme wealth so you can learn the formulas. Are you ready for the greatest financial comeback in internet history? Let's get into it. To understand Logan Paul's business empire, you have to understand his origin. He wasn't born into Hollywood royalty or venture capital wealth. He was a high school wrestler from Westlake, Ohio, who attended Ohio University on an academic scholarship. But Logan understood something early on that most traditional business students miss. Attention is the most valuable currency on earth. He started on an app called Vine. While others were making videos for fun, Logan treated it like a science. He studied retention rates, visual hooks, and the psychology of the 6-second video loop. He mastered the algorithm. Once he conquered Vine, he realized the platform had a fatal flaw. The creators couldn't monetize effectively. So he took his millions of followers and pivoted to Facebook and YouTube. This is where the first phase of his financial empire began. He dropped out of college, moved to Los Angeles, and started daily vlogging. He wasn't just making videos, he was building a cult of personality. But YouTube AdSense pays pennies compared to what you can make if you own the product. Enter the Maverick brand. Logan realized his young, hyper-engaged audience wanted to be a part of his tribe. He launched Maverick merchandising, completely bypassing traditional retail. By promoting his own clothing line in every single video, he turned his YouTube channel into a massive, free commercial for his own business. At his peak in 2017, it was estimated that Maverick Apparel was generating tens of millions of dollars a year in revenue. He was in his early 20s, making more money than Fortune 500 CEOs, purely by monetizing his daily life. But exponential growth fueled by pure hype is unstable. In early 2018, Logan Paul made a catastrophic error in judgment in Japan's Aokigahara forest. The backlash was instantaneous and global. Financially, the consequences were devastating. YouTube removed him from Google Preferred, their premium ad tier. They shelved his original YouTube Red projects. Major brands cut ties. The mainstream media wrote his obituary. When you are the product, a scandal doesn't just hurt your feelings, it decimates your balance sheet. The daily vlog model, which relied on advertisers wanting to be associated with a family-friendly, high-energy creator, was entirely broken. He lost millions in ad revenue and brand deals virtually overnight. Most creators would have taken the money they had left and disappeared. But Logan understood that the only thing worse than being hated is being forgotten. He still had the attention. It was just entirely negative. The question was, how do you monetize a crowd that wants to see you fail? The comeback began with a change in format. Logan launched the Impaulsive podcast. This was a calculated business move. Daily vlogging relies on rapid cuts, screaming, and chaos. A podcast forces long-form conversation. It allowed Logan to show a more mature, thoughtful side of his personality. More importantly, it created a new, highly lucrative revenue stream. Podcasts command some of the highest advertising rates in media, and Impaulsive quickly became one of the top podcasts in the world, generating millions in sponsorships. But the real masterstroke of his comeback was boxing. Logan Paul and his brother Jake pioneered the influencer boxing model. They looked at the sport of boxing and realized it was a dying business model propped up by a few aging stars. The Paul brothers brought millions of new, young eyeballs to the sport. When Logan fought British YouTuber KSI, they sold out the Manchester Arena and generated over 1 million pay-per-view buys. But the pinnacle of this strategy was his exhibition match against Floyd Mayweather. Why would Floyd Mayweather fight a YouTuber? Because Logan brought the audience. Logan leveraged his massive following to secure a fight with the greatest boxer of our generation. He didn't just get a flat fee, he negotiated points on the pay-per-view. It is estimated Logan made roughly $20 million for surviving 8 rounds with Mayweather. He effectively weaponized the fact that millions of people wanted to pay to see him get knocked out. He turned his haters into his biggest customers. Boxing and podcasting rebuilt his wealth, but they still required him to be the active product. If he didn't fight or speak, he didn't get paid. Logan needed an asset. He needed equity. This leads us to the billion-dollar pivot, Prime Hydration. Logan teamed up with his former boxing rival, KSI. This was a marketing masterpiece. 2 former enemies uniting to take down Goliath, in this case, Gatorade. But they didn't just launch a drink out of their garages, they partnered with Congo Brands, an incubator company that handles the formulation, manufacturing, and distribution. Logan and KSI brought the marketing engine. The launch strategy was brilliant. They didn't flood the market. They used the hype-beast scarcity model, dropping limited supplies of Prime in select stores. It created a frenzy. Kids were paying triple the retail price on the black market just to hold a bottle. But Logan didn't stop with his internet audience. He used his newfound wealth and connections to buy legitimacy. Prime became the official hydration sponsor of the UFC, Arsenal Football Club, and the WWE. He took a creator-led brand and forced it into the mainstream sports ecosystem. In its first year, Prime reportedly cleared $250 million in retail sales. In its second year, internal projections aimed for over $1 billion. Logan Paul wasn't just a YouTuber selling hoodies anymore. He was a major shareholder in a global beverage conglomerate. He had successfully transitioned from an attention merchant to an equity owner. However, the path to billions is rarely clean, and Logan Paul's journey includes significant financial controversies that cannot be ignored. The most glaring example is CryptoZoo. During the cryptocurrency boom, Logan promoted a blockchain-based game called CryptoZoo to his audience. He marketed it as a fun way to earn money. Millions of dollars were invested by his fans, but the game never materialized as promised. It became a massive financial disaster, leading to lawsuits and accusations of fraud and market manipulation against Logan and his team. While Logan eventually promised a partial refund program, the CryptoZoo debacle serves as a harsh reality check. It highlights the immense danger of influencer-led financial products. It shows that when an audience blindly trusts a creator, the financial ruin falls on the followers, while the creator often walks away shielded by corporate structures and immense wealth. It is a vital lesson in the modern digital economy. Never confuse a charismatic entertainer with a fiduciary advisor. Logan Paul's story is a masterclass in modern wealth creation. He proved that in the digital age, your reputation can be destroyed, your advertisers can leave, and the media can write you off, but if you still hold the audience's attention, you hold the power. He evolved from begging for AdSense revenue, to demanding pay-per-view points, to finally owning equity in a billion-dollar brand. He learned that the ultimate financial cheat code isn't just getting views, it's converting those views into tangible assets. Whether you view him as a brilliant entrepreneur or a controversial opportunist, his business blueprint is undeniable. He survived the cancellation, monetized the outrage, and built an empire. What is your take on Logan Paul? Is Prime Hydration a stroke of marketing genius, or just a fad that will eventually fade? And does his success erase the controversies of his past? Drop a comment below. The business of influencers is changing the global economy, and I want to know where you stand. Don't just consume the content, study the business behind it. See you in the next one.